Hey everybody, happy Thursday. We're on a 6-mile recovery run with speed. 5 times 50 meter sprints at the end of it. Really need this recovery run because yesterday and the day before were pretty heavy workout days. So much needed and very much appreciated day of recovery. What a great day today. Today we have Kyle joining us on the run, as well as the usual suspects, Anita, Bella, Viviana, Cole, Haven, and Evan. And today is super special because my friend, my big bro, Nam Hyung is joining us on this recovery run. Dr. Nam Lan. Can't wait for this interview. It's gonna be a good one. Hey Nam Hyung, thanks for joining us. It's really great to have you on this run.
Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm glad you got me on your recovery day.
I've known Nam Hyung forever, more than 10 years. He's a super good friend of mine, and he has a lot of knowledge and experience that I think that y'all be interested in. Hey Nam Hyung, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm 53 years old. Started probably running and doing short distances tries in 2008. But then maybe 10 years ago, I started the longest distance, which is like the full Ironman distance in 2013. And then ever since, kind of just try to learn and fix my mistakes and just stay fit.
Just recently, Nam Hyung, you became an empty nester, huh?
Yeah, my 2 kids are now in college, so more time to train.
Nam Hyung is the master of the bucket list. He's qualified for the Boston Marathon and raced the Boston Marathon. He's qualified for the Ironman World Championships in Kona and raced in the Kona World Championships. Nam Hyung has also run several different ultra races and has been on epic adventures like rim to rim to rim crossing of the Grand Canyon with me in about 16 hours.
That was epic.
It was.
a good experience.
I think it's amazing that up until recently you weren't an empty nester and you've had this family of 4 and a busy medical practice and work at the hospital. Where did you have time to fit in? Not just the training, but just doing all these epic events and these crazy adventures.
Typically, when the kids were younger, I try to do this workout when they are doing their stuff, right? So when they're like at school or doing tutoring, while waiting for them, I would be doing like, short distance run or walk. When they're at the pool, if the lane is open, I'll just get in there and swim. So I'm trying to do my best to save time, and that's probably the best way without taking the time away from the family. Some sleep loss, right? So usually when they're sleeping, I would wake up a little bit earlier and get my training in. So just finding, hey guys. So anyways, just trying to squeeze time in whenever I find it.
Man, how the heck were you able to perform so well and qualify for Boston and qualify for Kona and do Grand Canyon? How were you able to do all that stuff by just like piecing together time here and there? Were you just really opportunistic and just worked really hard? Or did you have a coach, or did you have a group that helped by running together with? How did you do it?
So it's probably a combination of all those. First I have a goal, right? And so after I didn't do so well with my first long distance Ironman, I decided to improve my running game. And so I signed up for like just a lot of marathon running program through the various books. And then each of those programs have a block, right? Like there are like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks block. And I typically choose the easiest one and the shortest one. And then as far as like the strategy for the week or the volume, I don't really get upset if I don't meet the goal 100% of the time. You know, my main goal is just to get out and move. And for most people, if you can get out and move 30 minutes a day, that's very little, but that's good enough because it's long-term gain, right? And then if I'm sick or tired and I miss a workout, that's fine. But you know, I aim for 6 days a week. So if I need 1 day of recovery, any time during that week when after a really big training block, then I get to do that. And then, so that was running, but then, you know, sometimes when your body can't handle the daily running, and because you're doing tries, you can like do swim or bike in between the running days to allow your body to recover. So that's how I do it. I mean, it's just have a goal, but don't go crazy if I don't meet 100% of the volume. And then just try to turn it around. After each cycle, you really figure out what you made, what mistakes you made, right? And then you fix those mistakes and then keep on rapid cycle that learning process.
Wow, I think that's a really good lesson in understanding the process and getting some satisfaction in the process and learning from it and improving. I think that's what it's all about, Nahyung.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You know, Nahyung, you do so many things. You swim, bike, and you run, and you do crazy stuff in the mountains. What's your favorite type of workout?
So it changes over time, but you know, lately it's probably my swim workout where I just do 50 meters repeat and try to like negative split it. So that's for swim. For biking, there's a local tri team that I go out with them every Saturday, and it always started out as, oh, okay guys, let's make this an easy ride today. And then at the end, everyone would just hammer. And that's really fun because, you know, being able to run with or ride or swim with friends, it's really what sustained me. Because over so many years, you have injuries and your friends would like quit doing it and they'll return. But if you have different groups of friends that keeps your week busy, that really helped keep the momentum going for me.
What do you think is your biggest accomplishment? I mean, you got a lot of prizes now, so out of those, which one of those milestones was the most meaningful to you?
I think the biggest, baddest, audacious goal for me was to qualify for Kona. And, you know, it's like a multi-year plan. And so I remember when I said in 2013, I tried my first Ironman race and really blew up. Had a terrible time on my run. And run is kind of like one of the disciplines that I really feel that I'm comfortable doing it. So after that, I really focus on one discipline at a time. And so then I just stop everything about Ironman training and then try to qualify for Boston. And then so over time, I got my running game in. Along the way, there's a lot of different coaches and team that helped me improve. So for a few years, I would just really practice and improve my running. And then probably in 2017, I joined one of the international Ironman or triathlon team, and the coach there really kind of described the strategy that I needed to do, and it was a 3-4 years plan. And it was like, oh damn, your biking has some opportunity, so you gotta improve your bike before you can maintain your run. So I spent 2-3 years working on my bike, and then followed by the swim, and then so time, training, but you also need to have a lot of luck, right? So because of the pandemic, there's a lot of races being canceled, so the qualification for Kona gotten better. If you are consistent and when the opportunity comes, you are able to reach for it. But if I was just sitting around and not training and not doing anything, I probably wouldn't be able to qualify.
Wow, I think that's such a awesome lesson to learn about setting long-term goals and then working toward it instead of looking too close into the near term and then beating those short-term goals with a lot of frustration. Congrats on your Kona qualification and your Kona race. Super awesome.
Thanks, Ahrc.
I sure can relate to Namhyung's story about improving his run, because when we met, we were running together like 10-minute pace, 11-minute pace, and then the fastest we'd run is like 9:30 usually. Now, Namhyung, he busts out marathons within an Ironman within under 9-minute pace, in the 8s. And I think that's awesome. Just really, really superb running. You really figured it out, how to keep your heart rate low and just be able to sustain that aerobic endurance for more than 10 hours. That's awesome. Hey, Namhyung, can you share with us some of the groups that you run with, and maybe I can include some information where people can find them if they're local?
Yeah, so for running, I hooked up with this swim coach in the Nova swim group. People know him, Michael Collins, as a swim coach, but he's an excellent post running coach, and he really taught me how to run efficiently. Then for the predominantly triathlon training, I'm a member of Endurance Nation, and this is a team that have members all over the world, predominantly in the United States. And these guys really are my, endurance friends. I would do events with them once a year. We'll meet somewhere in the world and we train together, but in general, I learn a lot from my friends and coach at Endurance Nation. And then locally, I'm also training with Team Elite, and these are like just age groupers like myself, and they have a full-time job, and they have family, and then they have the passions for training. So that's how I get myself busy with various groups throughout the year.
That's awesome. Shout out to Coach P, beast. And I'll leave all the information in the description below where you can find out how to hook up with these groups if you're local to this area. Hey Namhyung, any final words for our viewers out there?
Yeah, thanks for asking me that, MK. I wanted to touch on a little bit about, age and injury. So, over 50s, you tend to get injuries a lot. And a lot of times these injuries really sideline you for weeks to months. And that can be very depressing, especially we have to start from the bottom again. And I really use those, especially the first day when you're back and your doctor tells you you can only walk and 2 miles walk, and that's the agony walk, right? Everything hurts. And I really use that as the pit of hell and how I get out of that. And that kind of mentality, and you always get better from the injury, but I want to use that to help me during the tough period of the race and during the tough training block. So hopefully for the folks out there who get injured, don't let the injuries go to waste. Use that as a lesson to really propel you into the better days and into the future.
Awesome, thanks so much. Thanks so much, Nam-Hyung, for coming out and sharing with us your story. I find it so meaningful, and I think that a lot of people will find it meaningful to them as well.
Thanks, MK, for having me.
Wow, what a great day. So lucky to have Nam Lam join us on this awesome recovery run interview. We hope you have a good one too, and try your best to have a meaningful run. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.